Hello. So here we are for another monthly installment of a one-on-one here on the Market Talk for Williamson County. I wanted to just touch base with you now that the calendar is turned over to August, and let's talk a little bit about what we saw in July. So we're actually seeing a little bit of a change of the tides right now. As it turns out, a lot of our numbers in Williamson County, as far as the number of home sales, prices of homes, those are all increasing at this particular point. We saw a huge dive in March, April, May as we were in COVID stay-home orders and fewer buyers were wanting to venture out there and fewer sellers were wanting to hit the market. But it seems like a lot of those fears and concerns have sort of faded, and now we have a really robust market. In fact, here in Grassland, we are back to pre-COVID levels as far as comparing July 2019 to July 2020. So for example, we had 56 closings in July 2019 last year. And this year we have 58, which is 2 more than what we had back in July of 2019. Doesn't seem like that's a big deal, but let's put this into perspective. That is a 36% increase from what we saw last month, which is huge. When you consider that our market was down so far that we had 36% fewer closings last month than what we have this month, that's how much busier we are right now with all of the people now back on the market buying, selling, and making moves. Lenders right now I know are very, very bogged down because not only are they financing for new mortgages, but they're also helping people refinance homes when they're staying in their existing homes. We're seeing this all across the industry though, moving companies, a lot of utility workers, people who are working in title agencies and title companies, obviously realtors. A lot of us are very, very active right now with all of the increased activity that we're seeing. And this is a good thing. If you recall, we went into COVID already with an inventory shortage. We didn't have enough homes on the market for the amount of buyers who were out there wanting to buy. Then COVID stay-home orders hit, and it's like sellers at the market's peak time got really scared, and instead of getting out on the market at the normal time that they normally do, sellers instead retracted and decided not to sell their homes. They didn't want people walking through their homes. They didn't want buyers, coming through, touching their light switches, touching their doorknobs, touching everything, which is completely understandable. And that, though, had a very shrinking effect on our market and what we saw in terms of inventory. Yet at the same time, interest rates decreased so low that buyers really ramped up. They got out there, they got after it, they had their game face on, business, let's do this. And there just weren't enough homes on the market for the amount of buyers who were out there. We're back up now to where we were pre-COVID, but where we were pre-COVID was already a shortage, meaning we already had more buyers in this market than what we had in numbers of sellers, homes on the market. So it's good news that we're at least back to where we were as far as our market performance here. What this could mean, though, as far as a bigger picture turning of the tides, is the more inventory we get on the market, the more this will help stabilize our prices. Get a load of this. In Grassland, here in Williamson County, which includes Franklin, Brentwood, and a little small portion of the 37221 zip code in Nashville, even though it's technically Williamson County, it gets serviced by a Nashville post office. So we see little pockets here of Franklin, Brentwood, and then technically Nashville / Williamson County, who are seeing now a 19% increase in our home values. The prices of our homes that sold in July of 2019 are 19% higher than what homes in the exact same place here in Williamson County sold for back in July of 2019. That's insane. That is just a crazy jump in price. We're used to seeing a few points, maybe 3% price increases year over year. to see a 19% increase in the values of our homes year over year. This is just an average, but it's mind-blowing for me to think about just the effects of this market, what it's done for us, what you could expect to see as a buyer out there. And we're starting to wonder too, now as we're seeing more homes starting to hit the market, the inventory is getting back up there. Is this going to slow down our rate of price growth, which would make sense that it would? Is this going to create more competition for sellers out there, having more sellers hit the market, more homes on the market, which, yes, it will. We're used to sellers seeing full price offers, no contingencies, no closing cost requests, none of those concessions. And now, as we see the tides sort of start to turn, we might be expecting more of those terms coming back into play for a lot of sellers who may start to hit the market now. I want to tell you, we're keeping a really close eye on what's going to happen this fall. The more layoffs we hear about with employment, the more people out of work in general, the more money crunches that we start to see with businesses closing and our economy stagnating, these could possibly lead to foreclosures, which would increase, obviously, the amount of inventory homes on the market. This is all going to come into play, and this is where we could start to see a real changing of the tides, a turning of the tides, so to speak. So one last thought I want to leave you with right now. If you're a seller and you're wanting to hit the market, get an idea of what your home could be worth today. Know that this is something we can pretty much say with a lot of confidence. Listen, if we sell your house now, here's what you could likely get. Here's what it would look like. Here's how it would play out. We don't have that confidence, though, if we were to predict another 2 months, 3 months down the road, because there are so many factors at play here that could change the direction of how everything's going. So if you've thought that you want to sell soon, I would do it ASAP. I would get out there, get on the market while we know the market is good. Who knows when interest rates are going to go back up, but that could also play a role in all this as well. And I think right now, where we are in our market, it is a really, really, really good time to get out there, to be active, to get the most bang for your buck, the highest price and terms for your home if you have a home to sell. I'd be happy to help you figure out exactly where it would land in the price scale, what your home would be worth, the value of your home, and the best ways to get you the biggest bang for your buck. So anyway, I hope this helps you. I hope this quick little July update has done a lot for you. If you want to read more details about how our market in Williamson County performed in July, head to my website, ericacurry.com, and I've got it all spelled out there in a monthly recap on my blog. Talk to you soon.